Hi, I'm Ricky.
I'm Chris.
And these are our favorites
and least favorites.
Title screen.
Today we're going to be talking about the Twilight Zone.
We'll take our 5 favorite episodes and our 5 least favorite episodes and give you our reasons why.
And since the Twilight Zone is full of twists, we're going to keep our favorite episodes spoiler-free.
For our least favorite, who cares? They suck. Spoilers abound.
Let's begin! So our first least favorite is called Walking Distance, and it's about a guy who's kind of a dick.
Maybe you're finished, mister. How about some service?
Who skips work one day and finds himself in the past, and not only in the past, but in his past neighborhood where he grew up in. So he goes by his old house that he grew up in and all the old spots, but nobody recognizes him, of course, because he's an adult now. So most of the episodes, this dude running around not grasping the concept of now that he's time travel. And he finally sees himself and figures, when I was a kid, the first thing I would have loved to see is a strange adult man screaming my name whilst running at me while I'm at a merry-go-round. And turns out he breaks the little kid's arm, and all he wanted to tell him is
His leg.
Sorry. And all he wanted to tell him is to have a good life and not waste it.
The role the Twilight Zone plays is that I guess when he time travels, he goes into the Twilight Zone. And then at the end of the episode, he's back in his own time, so he's out of the Twilight Zone. Wandered through, yeah.
The worst aspect of this episode is really just the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't care about the character because he right off the bat he's yelling at
He's
the
really mean to a gas station attendant.
Yeah.
And then he goes around telling everybody his life story, whether they
care or not. Yeah. And
the
he's in the past, and all he can think to do is try to convince people who he is, which is it's not going to work.
Silly.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the whole episode just doesn't work. It falls apart, and it could have been a really neat concept, but
They wasted the potential.
Yeah. So.
Any more merry-go-rounds? No more cotton candy? No more band concerts? I only wanted to tell you that this is the wonderful time for you. Now, here. That's all, Martin. That's all I wanted to tell you. God help you.
Our next least favorite episode is The Big Tall Wish. It's the story of a boxer who's got one more chance, is trying to make his comeback. When his friend, a neighborhood boy, says he's going to make the big tall wish that he wins his big fight tonight. His mother says that he sometimes wishes for things and sometimes they come true. So we're left with that. The boxer goes off to his match, starts talking to his promoter, quickly finds out that the promoter is not for him, he's actually betting against him. The boxer gets angry.
Good. Now you ought to lay off of me, you're turning crazy.
And breaks his hand right before the big fight. Goes into the fight, gets his ass kicked. We go to the kid and his mom watching the fight on TV, and he makes the big tall wish, and all of a sudden we see the boxer is now not down now, his opponent is down. They switch places, and the boxer wins. He then goes home and everyone's congratulating him, and he goes and talks to the kid, and he's talking about the fight, and he's like, I thought I was on the ground. And the kid says, oh yeah, I made the big tall wish, you didn't win. And then the boxer decides that he just can't accept the magic helped him win. And so it kind of erases itself.
Yeah. Undoes the wish.
Undoes the wish, and he wakes up on the ground in the boxing match, losing the match. He then comes home again, and the whole neighborhood is just silent when he comes home. And he goes and talks to the kid, and he's like, yeah, I guess magic isn't real, is it? Nope, I guess not. And then it ends.
So, I guess the role of the Twilight Zone in this one would be that the kid has some sort of power.
That the boxer beat out of his life.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That the boxer killed by being arrogant and foolish.
Yeah. The worst aspect, the kid is so annoying.
Bowley, bowley, bowley.
He's the worst aspect of it. There you go.
Bowley, bowley, bowley.
Next we have The Arrival, which is a really dumb episode that creates a really interesting mystery and then does absolutely nothing with it. Has absolutely no payoff. It basically is about an airplane that comes into the airport and there's no one on it and
Lands perfectly,
everything's fine. It's completely empty, all this kind of stuff, and everyone's just like, I don't know what's going on with this plane, you know. No loved ones have even checked on the people on the plane, and all this kind of stuff. And this one dude is really, really, really bothered about it. And then it turns out the whole kind of ordeal was in his imagination, because this flight that came in today had the same number of a flight that disappeared years ago. So now he's having some sort of mental breakdown where he creates this mystery that has no solution. And it ends with him just going, where'd that plane go? And I'm like, I don't know, man.
The Twilight Zone barely has an influence on this episode at all. I guess it could be that he's hallucinating because he thinks he sees the plane.
Yeah.
And that's
and he thinks that everyone else sees the plane too.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
all
the
like,
really
I don't know what
annoying
you're talking
part
about.
too, because like there's one interesting part where someone says, "Oh, I saw those blue seats," and they're like, "No, they're red. No, they're green. What do you see? What's the number on the tail wing?" And everyone sees a different number, so you're like, "What's going on here?" Twilight Zone.
And
Something.
he created all that mystery.
Yeah, and then it turns out none of it actually happened.
So that's all the worst aspect of it
Yeah.
as well. Is it's just it creates a really interesting mystery without going anywhere with it, and it's really frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Hey, Flight 107! Why didn't you leave a clue? Why didn't you make a contact? Why didn't you? Why didn't you leave a clue? Why didn't you ever tell anyone what happened to you?
Our next least favorite is The Midnight Sun. It stars two women in an apartment building in New York City while the world is slowly orbiting into the sun, so it's getting hotter and hotter. Like all the neighbors are leaving to go up north to get to where it's still cold, and there's looters out, and it's just mad chaos because eventually the world's going to end. So we follow this younger woman and the landlady of the building, who's older, as they get supplies.
Get hot.
They get hot. It's really hot. They sweat a
The
lot.
apartment building starts warming up.
Yeah. They get mugged at some point, kinda. Yeah. And then the younger one gets knocked out. When she comes to, here's the big twist. She's like, "Oh, I had a terrible dream that we were orbiting into the sun." And the old lady says, "Oh no, dear, it's the other way around. We're orbiting away from the sun." And then you look around and it's snowing, so it's getting colder.
Oh no. So the role of the Twilight Zone, I guess, is the setting or the situation, because that's not likely to happen.
Yeah. If anything, it's the dream within what's really going on.
Yeah. And even then, I mean, even if it was an interesting concept, it was a bad twist.
Yeah. That's the worst aspect, is just it's a boring episode, nothing happens, and you're just waiting for something to happen, for them to go into the sun already, and then you find out they're not going to the sun. Well, that's fine, you're twisting up, but the outcome is still the same. They're all going to die anyways.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter. And no payoff, and you're just glad when it's over and the next episode starts.
last least favorite is so dumb. It's called the Rip Van Winkle caper. It's about a bunch of small-time crooks who have the bright idea of robbing a train for gold, and then their plan to escape, I guess, or get away with it, is one of their guys is a doctor who's an expert in gases. So he's brought along, they go to this cave where they all have these glass coffins that they're going to sleep in with this special gas that'll let them sleep for 100 years. So they'll wake up in 100 years, get out of this cave, and no one will be looking for them, and they can just spend their gold. So the perfect plan goes awry. 100 years later, they wake up, turns out one of them died in the years because his coffin got broken and the gas escaped. And then one dude turns on one of them right away.
Runs them down with a truck.
Yeah, kills them. And then the other two are marched.
Thus ruining their only transportation.
So now they gotta march from the cave trying to get to some sort of civilization. So they're on their way, and one guy pretty much extorts the doctor out of all of his gold for water because the doctor forgot to bring his water on the long, treacherous journey
Through the desert.
and then he runs out of water.
Gets to a road finally, and a car pulls up, and he's offering...
Future people come out,
Yeah.
and this dude watches this dude
Die.
offer him
Gold.
for water, and the future guy decides to just let this guy die and watches him do it in silence, and then goes back to his car, and he's just like, this guy offered me gold. Can you believe that? Gold hasn't been worth all the lady's like, wasn't that worth something once?
And that's when we started manufacturing it about 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, Okay, so Twilight Zone, I guess, when they time travel, they go into the Twilight Zone?
The existence of this time gas, I guess, would be the role of the Twilight Zone.
And then the worst aspects is just, it's
The whole thing.
It's a pointless story, and I get what you're trying to say with it, but, like, why travel, if you travel a year, or 5
years.
10 at the most, whatever.
It was just terrible. That's all. Just a bad episode. So don't watch it.
Skip it on Netflix.